Hello, everyone. My name is Summer Dawsey, and I'm with BDI Leadership Network. I'm joined today with Larry Fischer, and he's going to tell us a little bit about himself. He is one of our keynote speakers in the afternoon at Fuel and Fire, May 7th, 2026, in Manassas, Virginia. Welcome, Larry.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. So tell us about yourself. What are you coming to bring? Who are you with?
Yeah, so I'm with Internet Media now. So I started Internet Media now actually in 2010. Um, but it's gone through iterations, but it's always been around since 2010 in one capacity or the other. But here in the last 2 years, it's been transitioning to being a AI automation and AI transformation company. So we work with businesses to help them utilize AI to either help the business owners save time or do things more efficiently, or to uh, basically plug the holes in the follow-up and that sort of thing. So we have lots of different AI tools that we utilize, but that's kind of the primary ones we're trying to do is just basically stop the leaks in their system. So
Oh, okay. So that sounds really great. I love learning about AI. There's a lot of I'm hearing a lot of fear, surrounding AI and how it's going to take over and it's going to replace, humans in the workforce and things like that. But I've been using AI for myself, for my life coaching business, and it's helped save me time, a tremendous amount of time. And I'm looking forward to learning from you and gaining from your knowledge and experience so that I can put AI to work for me. And so, yeah, we're looking forward to that. Is that what your topic will be at Fuel and Fire?
yeah, we're going to talk a lot about the different ways to utilize AI in your business. Um, the most obvious of which is usually marketing related. And like I said, it's basically the front side where you have calls come in. We can do things like receptionist AI, or if someone texts in, it can actually answer those texts in such a way that answers questions and that sort of thing, gives hours and your business. You can actually tie it into databases and all kinds of stuff. So, if a client has a database, let's say, of patients, and it's a dentist, and the someone's trying to set an appointment, if it recognizes that phone number, it knows how to either ask you questions, with the voice AI, or if it's chatting with you, it can actually ask you via text and that sort of thing. But we'll probably cover also things that help business owners on a more global scope as well. So what I've found is that a lot of businesses don't have AI uh, knowledge enough to know that they actually are doing things that the AI can do for them. And so what we'll probably cover is things that business owners can use those tools and how to kind of plug them into their business and that sort of thing. A big part of what I also want to help businesses and business owners and entrepreneurs understand is AI can be a little bit over enthusiastic about agreeing with you. And so, how can you make your AI a little more adversarial? So, or I don't know how that is, but how that word goes. But basically,
Yeah.
to stop agreeing with me and start being a little more, you know, I don't know, just a better partner. So what I do is I show people how they can set up an AI sparring partner, if you will, and ask it, hey, I'm doing this, what do you think of this? And it'll say, well, given your criteria and your business what I know about you, and it'll give you better results. And it's all about that context, how to create the context for your AI. And most folks are doing it right now in a way that is per chat. So a lot of boxes that you're used to, like ChatGPT or Gemini, you actually have to give it that criteria in the beginning. And that's very useful for most people to know how to do that as well. So we'll cover that as well. There's a framework that we use, or give it its primary role. You are, let's say, a copywriter, and then give it its uh, context, the criteria. I only have this much money, or I'm writing an email, or I'm writing a newsletter, and then give it a task, say, write me the newsletter. And then also it's helpful to give it a format, and I want it in, this Word document or whatever. And then another thing is to give it a good example, an example of what success looks like. But that criteria or that framework is important, but you're having to do it every single time you fill in the box. And so the next iteration or evolution of AI is to give it what is a persistent memory. And so that's where you're seeing the Claude AI, Claude, different versions of it. But then Chat GPT has their own. It's called Codex. So there is a different model that you're using, or a different framework really you're using, and that's really, really, I think, the next level of things for business owners is how to get the most out of their AI by giving it that persistent memory that helps them with everything in their business. So
Okay, so what I hear you saying is you're going to teach us how to use AI in a better, more efficient way so that we can work smarter and not harder, and
correct.
use our team and ourselves for our highest and best use, and
That's right.
not, yeah, so we can work more efficiently.
Yep,
Am I hearing
absolutely.
that?
Yes, ma'am. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Perfect. I love it. That's going to be a wonderful advantage and tool and knowledge for, business leaders, and for those that are experienced, that have been in business for a really long time, and for some of us that are just starting out. I think we're going to be on a pretty level playing field for you in your audience.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. Looking
Yeah,
forward
it's
to it.
yeah, it's going to be great. Energy's going to be good. It's going to be really um, exciting and beneficial time for us all. Because we're having the morning session, right, and then we'll have a later afternoon session, and in between the two, sandwiched right there in the middle, is a lunch where that's going to give us an opportunity for networking and for group conversations, but also maybe snippets of one-on-one time with the different speakers and presenters, and to build our own network, right? And
Right.
to get little tidbits in a one-on-one experience, not just in a room full of other people, but the luncheon will give us time to mingle a little bit more, and have that one-on-one connection with people.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that part of it. I always enjoyed meeting people kind of where they are, and everybody is typically in a different place. So being able to meet people before I even give the talk will help me, I guess, even tailor the keynote that I'm giving in the afternoon for some of those, direct needs. I'm looking forward to it a lot. So it'll be great.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a great advantage for you. You'll learn a little bit about your audience and what they're looking for and who they are before you begin speaking. So that's a great advantage for you, and it's a great advantage for your listeners also. So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's
one of the things I've noticed is that business owners, they're worried about AI and from a security perspective, and so we'll cover some of that as well and talk about best practices around AI, because there are some uh, security issues to be aware of before you go and put your entire finances out there, or start trying to connect these different tools together. You want to do that in a way that is safe. And so we'll lay down some kind of ground rules for everybody to understand, what is wise where that's concerned.
Okay, so that's going to be fantastic info for us to know also is the security risks and how to protect yourself, how to use AI but with wisdom. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, so on to fuel and fire. How did you learn about fuel and fire or BDI network? What's your connection there?
Yeah, so Mary and I worked together a long time ago in marketing and classical conversations. And so I've been friends with Mary for a long time. And she reached out to me and we connected. And she was telling me about this fuel and fire thing. And I was telling her what I was doing. And she said, well, this is a great fit. And so that's kind of how we got connected. And I always enjoy conferences. I've been to a lot of them and felt like this was a really, really good opportunity to share, what I do, but also to really impact people. Mary's whole idea is that it really has an impact, that people are have a purpose. And so in this case, I wanted to use, my skills and the things that I know to just help as much as I possibly can. I really, really enjoy seeing the lights go on when business owners say, what? You mean I can do this? And it saves me this many hours a week? And so it's really, really fun to see that happen. And so I'm excited about being there and letting people into some of the stuff that I've learned.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So, who are you excited to learn from? What speakers are you looking forward to?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Brian. Hit the whole fall. Uh, his platform is about being able to fall well and that whole thing and jujitsu being his. I think um, the background and some of the stuff there that fascinates me. I had not seen that before, and so I'm interested in that, and as well as Matthew Newell and all the brain uh, type of health and brain stuff that he's going to talk about. So I'm really, really, really looking forward to both of those in particular. So yeah, it's gonna be good.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, before we wrap up, we're trying to keep these a little bit shorter, so I don't mean to rush you. But before we wrap up, is there something that you want to talk about, or is there a question that I haven't asked that you want to lead with, or a piece of advice that you want to offer to the audience and some of the attendees?
Yeah, I think that the what I would tell people about my about AI in general is the people are very afraid that AI is going to take their job, and I understand why that fear is there, but I would be they're wrong in one way. AI is not actually going to take necessarily your job. Someone else who knows AI is going to take your job. And so if you aren't learning about AI, you'll be behind. This is going to be the Excel or the Outlook or the email platform of, it's that type of tool that's going to be in every business in the very near future. And if you don't know how to use that tool, then you're going to be behind. And so your resume will say, AI, whatever, instead of, Excel or Microsoft Office, it's going to say AI. I understand how to use it. And so
Oh,
don't
wow.
don't neglect it. This is an opportunity to learn and be on the front side of this so that you are fully prepared for what's coming, because it's coming and it's here in every capacity and just about it touches just about everything we do now. And so don't be afraid of it. Yeah, I understand there is a level of fear also from the perspective of some people think it could become sentient, and actually, do that sort of that's unrealistic. That's not actually possible. And I know that some people will argue with me, but it's mathematics. That's what's behind these things. And so math is one of those things that if you put the same variables in, you'll get the same variables out every time. And so that is what this is. The illusion of sentience is possible, but it's not real sentience. So I would not buy into the sci-fi part of things. that sort of thing. So, but it's a powerful tool. If you are willing to get in there and try it and let it do some work for you, you'll be absolutely amazed. I have cut my work flow down dramatically by implementing AI tools. So,
Okay, that's great advice. Not to be afraid of AI, but to use it wisely and to learn it so that you aren't replaced by a person who knows AI.
that's right.
Great tip right there. All right. Thank you, Larry. Thank you for joining us. We're looking forward to Fuel and Fire 2026 in May in Manassas, Virginia. If you'd like to learn more, you can go to our website, bdicore.com. That's BDI, Breathe, Dream, Inspire, CORE.com for more information and to register. Thanks.
Thank you, Summer.